Springboks in Argentina, folks. The All Blacks couldn't do it. The Wallabies couldn't do it. But Argentina become the first side this series to get a win over the Springboks. It's a one-pointer, 29-28. It's going to be a lot of talk about Mani Libbok because that dude had a chance to win this game. Obviously, rugby matches are 80-minute affairs, and there's many events which go into the building of a result. But when you're the kicker and you've got a chance to win at the death, you kind of take that role as either being the hero or the villain. And for Mani Libbok, oh my gosh, he needed to kick that one. It was a very kickable penalty. Yeah. Sad for that guy, but that's the job. You got to kick those goals, and he didn't kick it. I mean, the Pumas missed some kicks as well. Their scrum was under a heck of a lot of pressure. They went down early, man. They were getting hammered, 17-0. This was a case of like which Pumas side is going to turn up. It looked like it was going to be the not-so-good one, but they fought their way back into the game. And the Boks, well, they got a losing bonus point, so they are still very much in the driver's seat for the Rugby Championship, but it's not going to be a perfect campaign. They will be disappointed with letting such a big lead slip. They had massive scrum dominance. As I said, they had such a flying start. They were playing some absolute champagne rugby, but outscored by the Pumas in terms of tries, and a late chance to win it goes a begging. We'll go through some of the key events and the stats. You guys can let us know your thoughts on how this one went. Obviously, cracking crowd in Santiago. Bloody hot by the look of things. The guys on 50-odd minutes were starting to tire. It was very frenetic stuff. All the tries are in the first half, and I think that partially speaks to how tired these guys were getting towards the latter periods of the game. And it started so badly for Argentina. The Boks were absolutely on fire. Bertrand knocked it on early. South Africa's scrum won the first penalty of the game, and that was looking ominous. South Africa would get many of those in this game. They had a great touch finder, some line-out maul action, some slick hands in the back line, arm to Pollard, to Fussy into a gap, 7-0 to the Boks early. Argentina offside from the restart, putting themselves under more pressure. South Africa get their second try from a turnover at the breakdown. You've got carries up the guts. Ben Jason Dixon offload from the deck. Nokia then to Creel with the direct line. 14-0. Then a penalty not too long later. And it is all South Africa. 17-0 lead. Like the Boks, like Jesse Creel chucking the ball over his head. Like, I don't mean to make it about New Zealand, but they were just doing in New Zealand. Just playing absolutely brilliant rugby in terms of just flashy action, all razzle-dazzle. 17-0. But to be fair, Argentina needed to hit back, and they basically took their first chance, which I think if they don't take, maybe sends this game kind of spiraling down. But to get the crowd back in the action, to get the belief back in these players, first strike play down in the box half. I mean, Albanaz is a pretty good player. He gets himself into a half gap. Chocobares with the full break down the left, gets a 2-on-1, and able to draw in Fussy. Mateo Carreras is able to power over for the try with his gas, so 17-7. That's looking a lot better from a Pumas point of view, because in the first 15 minutes, 10 minutes, they've just not been in the game. So the fact that they are back within 10 is pleasing. And then they do get to start some momentum. Oviedo has a big carry up the middle of the field. Bertrand over the support line. Marco van Staden ends up getting a turnover to shut the move down. However, they get a call from the TMO, who spots a Kurtley Arendse high shot on Mateo Carreras. So two of the kind of wee men. But there's a slight bit of shoulder action on Mateo Carreras' chin. So it is a yellow card which goes to the bunker. It stays yellow. The commentary team called that. When I saw it, I never thought that was going to be red, but it was going to be yellow. So kind of made sense. What would the Argentinians be able to do with the extra man? Well, initially they opt for 3. They miss it. Like if the Argentinians had lost this, they would equally be looking back at some missed opportunities from the boot, because they missed that one. But they did manage to score the second of their kind of cracking tries not too long later. Scrum, we go through some phases. Mateo Carreras out wide. Boy, did he have a good game. Matera with the support line. Suddenly, we're back to game on, man. 17 points to 14, scoring during the yellow card. The Argentinian kicking game starts finding space in the Bok backfield because they're missing one of their back three with Arenta in the bin. And, Fussy ends up getting pinged for playing the ball on the ground. Argentina get themselves a 5-meter line out. They go for a maul, which is a bold choice against South Africa because South Africa's maul is usually pretty solid. And the maul is moving at a rate of knots into touch, but somehow Oviedo, as his feet are in the air, gets the kind of pop ball out of the maul to Sclavi, the big tight head prop, and he's able to burrow over for a try. They have to check whether there was foot in touch from Oviedo as the maul is heading into touch, but he gets the ball away before his foot hits the whitewash. So it's a good try, a misconversion, but 19 points to 17. Who would have thought the Pumas would have been in the lead after that awful start to the game from their point of view? And then there's some smart play, man. Like, at one point, Pablo Matera basically has a standing start carry where he just kind of waits to be tackled and then kind of falls in a way which traps Ben Jason Dixon, the tackler, in an awkward spot. So he gets pinged for kind of not rolling away. But I feel like Matera, if that was what he meant to do, that was genius. Argentina get the penalty. They opt for the corner. They maul it. They get advantage. From that advantage, they blow up the penalty. Gajo opts for a 5-meter tap. Ball comes loose, but like heads up play. Bertrand to Albanos, dummies Mapimpi. And man, it's 26 unanswered points from the Pumas, having been 17-0 down. Boks get their own wee bit of momentum, though, towards the death of the first half because Reinach's able to get a kind of quick tap of his own after their maul had got themselves a bit of advantage of their own. Good kind of heads-up play from him because he'd not been that flash in the first half, old Reinach. But, he gets that. So at least it kind of, with a misconversion, goes in for a 26-22 halftime score and rewards the Boks with 5 instead of the 3, which they could have taken if they had opted initially for the 3 points. So it is a unbelievable first half. Proper momentum swings, tit for tat stuff, both sides playing. As I said, proper champagne rugby, skill sets through the roof. Like some of the tries, you'd say guys missed tackles or whatnot, falling for dummy passes and whatnot, but the skills at times were just beautiful. It was a heck of a game. Possessions 50-50. The Boks have had more territory, 59-41. Argentina's had more run meters, 249 to 199. Argentina's broken a lot of tackles, 18-7. Clean breaks is 5 apiece. But the Boks at the breakdown been good because they were kind of a bit weak in their last game a fortnight ago. They've won 4 turnovers to none. And the scrum would certainly it showed what it could do, but it would show a lot more in the second half. Now remember, there's no tries in the second half. They obviously kind of settled things down in the second half a bit. The South Africans, they start kind of probing attacks onto the Pumas' defensive line. They win themselves a penalty. Opt for 3. It's a 1-pointer, 26-25. Same again, another penalty at the breakdown. And again, it's Libbok's come on. And he's got a good knack of putting up high balls. They were doing it all game, the South Africans, putting the Pumas' defense under pressure with big hanging kicks. And Libbok's high balls were great. Like, he has 2 kind of really bad kicks in this game. The final penalty, obviously. And one kick where he's going for touch where he kicks it dead. He just chews off a few too many meters. But genuinely, the high ball stuff was good from him. And able to put the Pumas backfield under a lot of pressure. So they go for another breakdown penalty. And they go in front of the Boks, 28 points to 26. But that's the final scoring of the Springbok game. South Africa conceded a penalty of their own not too long later, which gives the Pumas a chance to retake the lead. But Albanos' kick goes wide, so that's 2 kind of kickable ones missing from him. And this is where you really see the guys starting to fatigue. There's a lot of guys making tackles and just kind of having a 2-second rest before they get up, whereas at the first half they were just kind of getting straight back to their feet. And then the big South African scrum earns a penalty, and then the next scrum earns a penalty, and then the next scrum earns a penalty. They are absolutely dominating the Pumas up front. And I can only see this game going one way. They're going to win any knock-on as the guys are tired in the hot weather. They're going to earn a penalty. They're going to get themselves some territory, or they're going to get 3 points. There's only one way this is going to go. This Surely that's how this game is going to finish out. Well, as I mentioned, Springboks kick for touch on 63 minutes. That goes dead, so that's an absolute let-off because they had the Pumas kind of where they wanted them at that point. And then the Pumas hit back, man. Opinons, nice line break from a scrum on their feed. It's only Fussie's ankle tap that kind of stops him from getting more ground. But South Africa conceded a penalty at the breakdown, and this time Argentina are able to kick the points. 29-28. That is the final scoring, but there's still 10 minutes to play. Real heart-in-your-mouth moment for a South African point of view when they're on attack, but Mateo Carreras almost gets an intercept. Boy, if he gets that, I reckon he goes. I don't know that he's caught, but importantly, it's a knock-on. And for South Africa, knock-on equals scrum, scrum equals chance, either for points or for touch. But that's the kind of weirdest one where the ref called a free kick against the Boks for that one. That one was bizarre. He said, like, what did he say? Like the Boks like pulled out of the hit? I don't know. Just how all the other scrums had gone, that one seemed bizarre. If they had given a penalty to the Boks, there's no guarantee that Springbok would have kicked that one based on how the game ends, but that was a bizarre moment. Gives the Argentinians a bit of an escape. Then they go down the Boks half to try and maybe finish off the game. Eben Etzebeth in his record equaling performance wins an Argentinian lineout to stop their chance of securing the game. Then the next Argentinian lineout is lost as well. So both sides trying to secure the game, but neither is able to get it done. Then another South African high ball from Springbok. Argentina drop it. Was it Santiago Carreras for that one? It's a scrum. They have like 3 sets for that scrum. It's so messy. You can feel like the ref really wants to get that one right. They don't concede a penalty from the scrum, but the Argentinians do concede a penalty, but the breakdown like 2 phases later. Springbok with a very kickable penalty to win it. I'm literally watching this guy going, this is your chance to like get rid of some of the naysaying. But if you blow this, you're never going to hear the end of it. And he blows it. He blows it. It's you needed to kick that one. That's the winning and losing of the game. Like everything else just rests upon that one kick. And it's a miss. 22 dropout, long from the Pumas boys. The Boks need to go like 60 odd meters. They go through a heap of phases, but eventually the Pumas are able to win themselves a penalty at the breakdown for a famous victory, which keeps the Rugby Championship alive for another week. We head back to South Africa for the next game where they'll be looking to finish things off. Like odds are, as I said, with the losing bonus point, the Boks are probably still going to get it done. They'll be at home for the next one. But, man, does that make next week really, really, really interesting. Possession finishes 60-40 to the Boks. Territory 56-44 to the Boks. Boks have more run meters, 495 to 336. Clean breaks 9-6 to the Boks. Turnovers 162 to the Boks. So you could argue the Boks should have won this one. But, man, you got to give some credit to the Pumas attack. They beat 26 defenders to the Boks 22. So the Boks fell off quite a few tackles. They finished at 64%. Which is awfully low, even for a side which likes to shoot up and, sometimes misses tackles because they're more looking to disrupt the play than necessarily make the hit full on. Still too low. The Pumas made 136 tackles at 86%, which is a solid shift. They outscore the Boks tries 4-3. Penalty counts pretty even, 11 by the Pumas, 10 by the Boks. A few too many of those for the Pumas guys at scrum time. That'll be an area of focus for next week. But hey, they will enjoy the victory this week. Individuals, Fussy, 98 meters, chase those high balls for days. Sometimes his own, sometimes chasing Springboks and Pollard's kicks. Very busy. Mateo Carreras looked dangerous, 63 meters from him. Albanoz also dangerous, 62 meters. 9 defenders beaten. He was really taking that number 10 jersey by the scruff of the neck, hasn't he? You can't see him getting replaced. Oxenchi, not just scrum time, but 4 defenders beaten around the park. He was massive. Lekanyuama makes 9 tackles. Sinti makes 16. Top tackler for the Pumas in that shift. But yeah, crazy finish to the game. All drama right down to the death. Sets up a very, very spicy meatball next week. You guys let us know your thoughts on the game. How did you think it went? Key moments for you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. There'll be more rugby action coming your way. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.